Hello children, welcome to the science class. Let's continue our second chapter. Children, in our first video we discussed nutrition process, that is ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. Then nutrition in amoeba, nutrition in humans, mouth. Okay. Now we will discuss about oesophagus, or also known as food pipe. The swallowed food passes from the mouth to the stomach through a passage or pipe called the food pipe or oesophagus. Children, you remember oesophagus is also known as food pipe. The food pipe runs along the neck and the chest. The food is pushed down by the movements of the wall of the food pipe. No digestion takes place here. Okay. At times, the food is not accepted by the stomach. This results in vomiting. Okay. Here in this figure, you can see movements of food in oesophagus. How the food move from mouth to stomach. Then comes to stomach. Stomach is a thick-walled, flattened bag present in the upper abdomen. It is the widest part of the alimentary canal and receives food from the food pipe. The inner lining of the stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juice, performing the following functions. So children, you remember stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juice. The mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach. The acid kills bacteria which enter along with the food and also makes the medium acidic so that the digestive juice can act. The digestive juice helps to break down the proteins into simpler substance. The partially digested food from the stomach goes into the small intestine. Children, here you remember in the stomach the food cannot digest completely, partially can digest. Then rest one comes to small intestine. Small intestine is a highly coiled, about 7.5 meters long tube. Digestion of all types of food is carried out and completed here. So major digestion takes place in our small intestine. Digestion of all types of food is carried out and completed here. Absorption of digested food also takes place in the small intestine. The absorbed food is passed into the blood system, through which the nutrients reach all parts of the body. Then digestion in small intestine is carried out with the help of secretion from the liver and pancreas and digestive juice secreted by the small intestine. Then liver. What is the function of liver? Liver, the largest gland in the body. Children, you remember liver is the largest gland in the body. Is a reddish brown gland located in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. It secretes bile juice which helps in the digestion of fats. Bile juice is stored in a sac called the gallbladder. So here also you remember bile juice stored in the gallbladder. Then here you see one figure is given in your book. that is gallbladder also be here, liver, stomach and pancreas. Pancreas is a gland which is cream colored and located below the stomach. The pancreatic juice acts proteins, starch and fats and changes them into simpler form. As a result of digestion in the small intestine, all compound of food are broken down into simpler forms as given below. Okay, here you see carbohydrates are broken down into simpler sugar such as glucose. Fats are converted into fatty acids and glycerol. Proteins are converted into amino acids. Absorption in small intestine. The inner wall of the small intestine has a number of finger-like outgrowths called villi. Or singular is known as villus. The villi increase the surface area of absorption of the digested food. The villi have a network of very fine blood vessels called capillaries. The food substances are absorbed by the villi and then transported through the blood vessels to different organs of the body. In the body, the absorbed food is incorporated into cell components. This is called assimilation. The food that remains undigested and unabsorbed enters the large intestine. So, in the large intestine, the undigested food are deposited or enter. The large intestine is shorter in length, about 1.5 meters, but small intestine is 7.5 meters, but wider than the small intestine. No digestion occurs here. Its main function is to absorb water from the undigested food material. Then rectum. The undigested waste from the large intestine passes into the rectum and is stored here as semi-solid feces. Then last one is anus. The facial matter is passed out through an opening called the anus. The process is called egestion. Okay. Then nutrition in grass eating animals. So children, in this way our digestive system occurs. Children, you remember all the parts. Then let's see nutrition in grass eating animals. Food of grass eating animals means herbivores consist of plant materials, particularly grass. Grass is rich in a specific carbohydrate called cellulose. Humans and many other animals cannot digest cellulose. The grass-eating animals have a unique method of digesting cellulose. So children, grass-eating animals means herbivores can digest cellulose. Have you seen a cow or a buffalo doing something while resting? They keep chewing even when they are not eating. In fact, the grass-eating animals quickly swallow the fodder and store it in a separate part of the stomach called rumen. Okay. In the rumen, food is partially digested, not completely. The partially digested food is called curd. The curd is then brought to the mouth in small lumps and chewed. The process of chewing the cud is called rumination, and the animals are called ruminants. So children, you remember grass eating animals are known as ruminants. During rumination, cud mixes with saliva and becomes pulpy or semi-liquid paste. After chewing, the pulpy food is passed to the rest of the stomach. Stomach in ruminants is different form, the human stomach. So their stomach and our stomach are completely different, because in ruminant stomach has 4 chambers. They are rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. The first chamber of a ruminant stomach is the rumen. Okay, in this figure you can see where the oesophagus is there, small intestine, rumen, large intestine and stomach. Okay. The first chamber of a ruminant stomach is the rumen. It is the largest chamber among the 4 chambers. As mentioned earlier, food is stored here and digestion of cellulose also takes place here. So, cellulose digestion occurs in where? In rumen. Okay. Then from the rumen, the food enters the second chamber called the reticulum. In fact, the rumen and the reticulum are closely associated and their contents mix freely. In these 2 chambers, the food is partially digested and converted into a soft pulp called the cud. The pulpy food is brought back to the mouth when the animal is resting. After chewing, the food from the mouth is pushed into the 3rd chamber called the omasum. It is the smallest chamber. From here, food enters the 4th chamber called abomasum. This is the true stomach. Okay. Digestive juice is secreted here to help in the process of digestion from the 4th chamber. So 4th chamber is the important one, or true stomach. The food enters the small intestine. Absorption of nutrients occurs here. So here in this figure, children, you can see, okay, rumen, oesophagus, omasum are given. How the food particles are first enter to rumen, that is first chamber, then rumen to reticulum, the second chamber, and 3rd chamber is omasum. Okay, and it is the smallest chamber. Largest chamber is rumen and smallest chamber is omasum, and last 4th chamber is abomasum, that is the true stomach, and here digestion takes place. Okay, and absorption also takes place. Then here question is given, why have ruminants developed the habit of chewing the cud? This is basically a survival mechanism for their food. Carnivores are on the lookout for herbivores. The herbivores, to avoid being caught, quickly eat their food and then reach a safe place. Now they chew and digest the food. So understood, children, about oesophagus, then stomach, then small intestine, then large intestine. Okay. In the large intestine, two parts are there, that is rectum and anus. Then nutrition in grass eating animals means ruminant animals, they are known as ruminant, and their chambers also you remember. So children, carefully and properly you read this chapter. This chapter is very important, and so many terms are there you have to learn, and here some definitions are given, okay, and summary also given here. So you read, okay, and learn. Thank you.